this is the first year in the past 3 years that I haven't done Vlogmas, but this is like the only video I'm gonna put out this year. It's been a tough season. The Monday after Thanksgiving, I lost my grandfather, my papu, and it was his birthday. So we were down in Georgia for Thanksgiving and for his birthday, and we've known it was gonna happen because he's been really sick the past few months, and he was in like hospice care. But it was still a lot, and I just know that, like, personally, I'm gonna want to go back and see like my journey through grief. I'm not vlogging for like anyone but myself, really. I wanted some place where I could go back and see like where I've grown from it, but it's so hard right now because it doesn't feel like it's ever gonna move on. I'm in such a hole right now where like everything just makes me sad, and I don't want to do anything, and Christmas is literally a week away now, and I don't want to celebrate at all. I haven't even like brought myself to get presents for anyone, and I really can't because I haven't even been working for the past like few weeks. It is hard. These past few months I had been spending like a lot more time with him than I usually have. Sometimes it doesn't even feel real, like at all, and I feel like I'm just gonna hear from him one day, or I'm gonna see him like one of my posts on Facebook or something, and I still text him because it makes me feel closer to him, because I live in New Jersey and he was in Georgia, and I'm still texting him like, I miss you, and like whenever I think about him. I'm not sure if it's helping or not yet, but it feels good to do, but I'm still like expecting a text back sometimes. I just don't know how to navigate grief very well, personally. I've had like a few experiences with grief before, like with my dad passing and like other family members, but this is like the closest one it's been for me. It's hard going through the holiday season and you're expecting like these things to happen that usually happen every year, and like hearing from them. Like, I'm not gonna get a box this year. I'm not gonna get a box of random pastries that he's sending with a funny note. And I miss him so much. Especially in the past few months, I've just grown accustomed to calling my cousins and talking to my papu on the phone and like seeing how he's doing. And he was doing so fine before Thanksgiving, and then we all went down, and it happened so quick. And I recently started going back to work after like the whole bereavement period, because I'm like, I need to go back to work, I need money. So I started going back to work, but everything reminds me of him because I work in an orthopedic office with like older people is the primary like patient demographic. And like everything reminds me of him, like from the way they walk sometimes to the oxygen tanks that they bring in. And it just, sometimes I feel like I'm okay, and I'm like, okay, well, that's past, like I think I'm like moved on, and it's so inhuman for me to do that because it's only been 3 weeks at this point, and I'm like, I can't do that. Like the way my brain works, it doesn't process it like that. I'm still grieving my dad, and he passed like 15, almost 20 years ago. You can't expect me to like grieve the same way for papu that I did for them, because like there's so much love there, and now it has nowhere to go. like me calling and checking up on him, like all that love just has nowhere to go anymore. So I'm trying to put it into like different things, and I'm trying to use it to like make sure I keep in touch with my cousins and make sure I like see how they're all doing. And I don't even know if any of this makes sense. I finally got like a moment alone where I was able to like sit with myself, and I just parked in like a park near me, and I'm just sitting here and I'm just thinking. Like, one of my biggest issues lately has just been feeling so alone, because I feel like I'm burdening like everyone else with my feelings, and I'm like, that sucks, because it's like I'm human and I'm not gonna like suppress my feelings. I just don't know what to do. Like, I really don't want to celebrate Christmas. I don't want to do anything. Like, I don't even want to do New Year's, because New Year's feels weird. Like, it's weird. That's gonna be a whole new year and Poppy won't be there. And it doubly sucks because he loved Christmas. He loved Christmas so much, because in the Philippines they have Christmas starts in like September, so he would have his Christmas tree up in September. But this year he was so sick he couldn't do it, so we put it up in October for him. And he didn't even get to enjoy it that much. So my cousin got him a little Christmas tree to put in his room. And I think he really enjoyed it. I feel like I'm stuck in that weekend of like enjoying, and then all of a sudden not enjoying it. I feel like I'm just like, the shock hasn't worn off at all, and like the anxiety hasn't worn off, and I still feel so nauseous when I'm eating. Like I have to eat because I know that making myself sick isn't gonna do any good, so I'm making myself eat, but it makes me so nauseous. Like, I physically want to throw up every single time. I deserve to feel sad for my grandpa. I deserve to like mourn him and be devastated by his loss, because like he was such an impactful person. Like, he had such a great presence.
Good morning. My name is Rika. I am one of Poppy's eldest grandchildren. My Poppy was one of the most loving, resilient, resourceful, caring men I'll ever know. And he was the best grandpa. There isn't anything he wouldn't do for his family or anyone in need, for that matter. So I want to thank you, Poppy, for teaching me that there is value in the little things that you do for people. Something as little as sending me a random text would be able to brighten my whole week, sometimes a month. During the past month, a lot of memories have been able to flood back to me from my childhood. And I recently remembered the first time I ever slept over Poppy's house. It was in New Jersey. I had to be about 6 or 7. And it was the first time I had ever slept in a room by myself. And when it actually came time for me to go to sleep, I got scared. And I ran downstairs through the kitchen and into Poppy's room. And his head popped up. And he had this confused look on his face, and he said, "What's wrong?" I said, "I'm scared." And he immediately popped up and guided me to a recliner, a brown leather recliner that was in his room. He helped me up and draped a blanket over me and put me to sleep. He sat with me there. And I had forgotten that memory until last month, when I found myself sleeping on his brown recliner again. Poppy was truly one of a kind and so thoughtful. He was small in stature, but big on impact. I can't remember one time growing up where I stepped into his house and there wasn't fresh food or bread being made, or a surprise cake he had baked and decorated to make up for a birthday we could not spend together. They say that grief is a result of love, and judging from the way I feel so broken and heavy right now, I know that's true. I'm not sure I'll ever be able to process how to say goodbye to him because he's someone I've known my whole life. But I know I'll be strong enough to do it because of him. And Papa, you will always live in my memories. I'll see you when my mom intensely tends to her garden, and when my brother Nick plays basketball, when I'm going to the mall, and on the drive from New Jersey down to Georgia. I only hope that I can continue to make you proud. I love you so much, Papa, you, and I'll miss you forever.
Bye, Papa, you.
Charlie Brown, I can tell you what Christmas is all about. Lights, please. They were so afraid, and the angel said unto them, Fear not.
A mango? What's a mango?
Wait, pause. Wait, who did that? You did that? You know who does that? Pop you. Yeah. Diesel, that's so weird. That's so nice. No. Do you know who does that? Like wraps fruit? Pop you. Yeah. He wraps fruit and he gives it to Andre and Alina. Yeah. He didn't know. They just told me.
To record, she said.
I got it.
Diesel, turn it around.
I got it.
Yeah.
You name a star?
She bought you guys a star named after Papio.
Yeah. You can look at it whenever.
Look, right?
Yeah, well, the coordinates are there so you can find it.
So like the coordinates are at the top. So like when you can do it on an app, like you can see which star is
his so that we all assigned to Papu.
He's nice, thank you.
It's now been a month that he is gone. And it's still really hard for me to process. Christmas just passed and the new year is approaching. It's approaching. It's tomorrow. And I just don't know where my mind is at. I think I'm in a place where my tears are kind of like dried up right now. Like I don't know how to get them out properly. Not properly, but I don't know. Like I want to stop crying all the time, but it's hard when all I want to do is just cry. But this is such a big thing in my life that I didn't want to not document what's going on and how I'm doing and how I'm trying to get through it, because I know that grief is not linear and things are always changing, and the way you're reacting and everything is always changing. And there's moments where I'm feeling so happy but still sad at the same time. Like I think the week after I came home, we went to the Jonas Brothers concert, me and Elisa. Like we had been planning for months to do, and we were so excited, and I was so happy to be there, but at the same time it just flooded me with memories of my Papu. When I had first gotten into the Jonas Brothers in 2005, it was all I would listen to, their first album, It's About Time. And my grandparents were like, you can't listen to this. This is, you can't listen to this. And I had to do my darndest to convince them that they were Christian singers, like they were a Christian boy band, which, they were Christian boys in a band, so it wasn't too far off. And Nick Jonas actually started as a Christian singer, so it was really easy to like convince them to let me listen to them. And I just ended up playing like every single song that mentioned like God or heaven or, stuff like that, and it worked. So the whole concert, I was like so happy that I could like think of that memory and just kind of soak it all up. It was actually really cathartic for me. Like I don't know if I realized it that day, but looking back, it was really cathartic for me because it took me out of the element of being sad all the time. And it kind of threw me into something else, and it made me ready to go back to work and like ready to face more people. Like really, but not really, So that was good. I mean, in general, going into a new year without him it's gonna be hard. I feel like this grief is just full of things that it's just unknown to me. I wanted to get something for my family to honor my grandpa this year. And it came to me one night where I was driving home crying, driving home from work crying. And what I do is I usually park the car and I sit there for a little bit before I go inside just to have a moment to myself. And I was walking to the front door and I looked up and I saw all these stars because it gets dark really early now, and I saw these stars and I remember thinking, I want one. And then I got like to thinking that the last time I was really looking up to the sky and like wanting something was at my grandpa's viewing, or after my grandpa's viewing, when we had released the white balloons. He had asked us to release those balloons because when you see him, like when you see the balloons flying up, that means like he's with the Lord now. And to me, the star was another thing I could look up to and kind of place him in, if that makes any sense. Like I could talk to something, like the star is the closest thing to the balloons that I can look up to in the sky now and think of him as. So I decided to register a star in my grandpa's name, his nickname that we called him. I knew it was going to be cathartic for me to have something to look up to and talk to and try to find him in. So I decided to give these all to my family, and I had his children, my mom and her siblings, open for Christmas. And I gave it to my grandma as well and my cousins, and I just wanted to do something special for Christmas because it was his favorite holiday. So I'm just trying to navigate grief the only way I know how, which is no way, because I'm not used to actually grieving. I'm used to like passively grieving. So it's a little weird being in this state all the time, and like state of mind all the time, and feeling everything, because with my dad I wasn't really doing that. I was really passive about it now that I'm thinking about it, and I would use like dark humor to cope, and it actually really helped. So maybe I'll do that again, but I know Poppy would really appreciate it if I did use dark humor to cope, but I think I'll hold off for a little bit. Just a little bit. I find it really helpful when I can think of like the good moments, and I'll still find myself crying about it, and it's okay. Like, it's okay to cry. I've been telling all my family, like, cry when you need to. Don't hold it in. Like, I know I'm gonna be sad for a little bit, and that's okay. But we'll get through it the best way we know how, and the only way we know how. Which, I don't know anything, so, yeah.
Grieve. No. Oh, he's gonna be the guitarist.
Like,
Oh, good.
good job, Vin.
Oh, he knows the note. Oh, he knows the chord. Oh, he knows the chord. Oh. Sing. You're done.
Can you sing us a song?
Yeah.
Oh, sing more, man.
You sing. Good one. Oh.
So funny. She didn't know I was coming?
I did know.
No, you didn't.
I really didn't have to be able to do like quiet the whole time. I was just like, where's she at?
Happy. Oh, guwapo kayo sa papi.
Okay, everyone say Pamela.
Okay. Bitches. Okay.
You see a hair that's long and black, it's mine. You see a short one is probably you. If you see a medium one, it's
Medium
mine.
one is. Oh my god.
I'm trying to be a videographer.
This is so fun.
It's not how you. It's not how fast you move. It's how you move.
Come on, Mario! Keep rolling! Keep rolling! Keep rolling! Keep rolling! Bukas na! Bukas na! I roll! I roll! I roll! I roll! Bukas na! Mario! Mario, come on! Mario! Back! Open na! Vamos! Vamos! Bukas na! Papi, you was like... This is right!
I love you. I love you.
Bye.